News and views from the best voices in our game. Subscribe to the Cricket News YouTube channel and press the bell icon for unparalleled cricket coverage.
Let's talk about Delhi and Mumbai, two teams who have met quite a few times in the last couple of seasons. Of course, that 2020 season will be fresh in minds of the Delhi fans when the game's so close. But they've changed the game in the last auction cycle. They've changed their game. They've changed the way they look at things. And the biggest hint that we got how they were progressing in terms of this format and its demands was when they didn't go for Shreyas Iyer in their retained list, went for Rishabh Pant, and clearly gave more importance to their player power rather than the captain power that we see in quite a few franchisees. So that was good to see, wasn't it? But even then, they had quite a solid auction, didn't they?
Absolutely. One of the strongest teams.
True.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree. I
if you
completely
just
agree.
if you just look at the names that they got in that auction, it's star-studded. Yep. Let's take a look. Yep, Rishabh Pant, there you go, captain wicketkeeper alongside Prithvi Shaw, David Warner. They have Yash Dhul, yet another under-19 India captain goes to Delhi.
He may not start.
Quite the tradition.
Yeah.
That's given the star power in that team already. Robman Powell, Tim Seifert is there. Shardul Thakur.
Don't ignore Mandeep Singh.
Yep, definitely has been there for quite some time. Knows how the league operates. Has played for quite.
Robman Powell has been hitting against England in their domestic in their T20 series. Robman Powell was one of the best players in that tournament.
Yeah.
I think he scored 100, right, in one of the T20s in Barbados.
Yep. We have Mitchell Marsh in the same team as David Warner. I mean, the batting lineup right there is solid as it gets. But even with the bowlers, I mean, we just talked about Shardul Thakur. We have Chetan Sakaria, exciting young talent, and you always need a left arm quick. Let me get that combination in terms of the talking point that Rajasthan.
Right arm pace, Anrik Nortje. Left arm seam, Sakaria. Right arm seam, who can also bat, Shardul Thakur. Left arm spin, who can bat, who turns away from the right-hander, who can also bat, Akshar Patel. Left arm unorthodox spinner, Kuldeep Yadav. That is your team. Backup, Mitchell Marsh.
Yo.
This is
and this team is ideally suited. Yeah. This and for across conditions. I mean, this team is ideally suited. For example, if whenever they will play at CCI and Wankhede, they have the pace bowling arsenal. Whenever they will play at DY Patil and Pune, where pitches will be a bit on the slower side and will be spinning a little bit. Spinners will get some assistance from those pitches and bigger grounds.
Yeah.
They have the spin attack also. So I think overall Delhi is looking one of the most strongest team to beat, I guess.
If Nortje picks up an injury, you have Ngidi. If one of the batters picks up an injury, Sarfaraz will play, I suppose. If Sarfaraz, then they have Dhul as backup. If you miss an Indian right arm seamer, you get Nagar Koti. So who can also bat?
If
Sakaria gets injured, you have Khali. You name one, you have a backup for them.
Yeah, there's KS Bharat there as well.
Beautifully made team.
Yeah.
Definitely, quite a few options to go with in terms of the batting.
Looking at this team, will Mustafizur Rahman start in the first playing 11?
No, very, very unlikely.
No way.
I can see the bowling attack. I can see a bowling attack of Nortje, Shardul, Sakaria, Akshar, and Kuldeep, which will allow them to play 3 overseas batters. That will be Warner, Mitchell Marsh, and Robman Powell. So now,
and remember, Mustafizur was one of the best, probably the best Rajasthan bowler in the previous seasons. I mean, for the last.
That is not a big thing.
But still.
This coming from a Rajasthan Royals fan, we can take his word for it. Yeah. But that opening combination, I mean, we've seen what Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan used to do, right? Prithvi Shaw and David Warner, ooh, that seems tasty, right?
It'll. We'll have to see what approach Warner adopts.
Yeah.
He was usually. He was usually not as fast as for Australia, but he was batted faster for Sunrisers.
Sarich, yeah.
So
And
Will
Prithvi,
Warner,
with terms of his
yeah.
batting, always used to take command of the attack in the power play, and Shikhar used to take the back seat. But with Warner and Prithvi opening, it'll be interesting to see who does that more often.
I mean, why do just players, these batters, think about playing conservatively on T20s? Just go out there and express yourself. Yeah, I mean, Warner doesn't need to play conservative. He just can play his natural game.
For the sake of individual safety and the safety of other teams, if our graphics producer can just bring that graphic back. So what Sandipan basically is saying, that Delhi batters need to go all out. Okay.
Absolutely.
Prithvi Shaw goes all out. David Warner goes all out. Rishabh Pant goes all out. Mitchell Marsh goes all out.
Yeah.
It'll be chaos and carnage that won't be contained inside the stadium.
That is the point. That is T20 cricket. That is the modern day T20 cricket for you.
It is. It'll be the entertainment.
You just have 120 balls.
Absolutely.
You just have 120 balls.
See, they have six batters plus two bowlers who can bat. That is 8. All you need to last is 15 balls per batter. 15, 8, 120. Why? If you last longer than that, you're probably not taking enough risks. Which means you're probably not playing as aggressively as you should.
I mean, if they play at CC, they are playing their first game at CCI here. It's just behind me, and I mean, if they can hit a 6, it will land on my balcony. I mean,
CCI is tiny.
It's a tiny ground. They cannot think that even 250 is not a safe score over here in CCI.
I agree.
So we might as well expect a Rishabh Pant one-handed 6 to clear the ground and not just the boundary road this time around, given those dimensions you're talking about.
Rishabh Pant has hit one-handed 6s on much bigger grounds.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking about clearing the ground and not just the boundary line.
Yeah. He might. I remember this was in 2020, right? At the IPL, where random 6s landed on the roads. And the ball was never
because the road was outside the fire bubble. I think CCI is probably as dimension compared to. I think it will be comparable to Sharjah. I think it is.
It's a small ground.
I think maybe smaller than Sharjah.
Well, let's also talk about the other team in blue that Delhi will be facing in their first match. 5-time champions. No need to talk about them more highly than we already do. Mumbai Indians, of course, have gone through a bit of a change, as all the other teams have in this mega auction. If you could just bring that graphic up from their auction picks, we'll have a more clear picture. But quite a few changes that we thought, okay, and Abhishek, I think it was you who said after that auction, they might as well be prepping up a team for a season later.
Yes.
Yeah, so here we go.
So even then, if you look at Rohit Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Surya, and say Tim David, and who else? There's Fabian Allen.
Will they play Team David?
They should. Fabian Allen and Pollard. David should play. So essentially, see if they can have a top 3 of Rohit, Ishan, and Surya. That gives them ample chance to play overseas batters and bowlers. So if Pollard occupies one of the spots, I think Mills may make it, given his current form. So who are going to be the other 2 overseas players? There's high probability of David playing.
Yeah.
Because Mills can do what probably Trent Bolt used to do for them.
At some point, Brevis will be playing, and I would be waiting to watch him in India.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and it seems like a fitting picture, a fitting sort of bond between the
I just
franchisee and the player,
just want to
given
come in
Mumbai
here.
Indians' reputation of developing the players and helping them progress in terms of their career. That's been a proven track record. We've seen that in the last two auction cycles, haven't we?
Rahul, it was a very long question. I lost track of it.
No, but the Baby AB and MI partnership seems quite good, both for the franchisee and the player.
Yeah, so essentially, what is likely to happen? I mean, they will try to replace that Pandya Pollard middle order with another group of three all rounders. They already have
Yeah,
Pollard. They will look for two
yeah,
more.
Yeah.
So that one of that maybe someone like Allen, maybe one. They may try to fit in David. They may try to fit in Brevis. But
yeah.
let us see who actually make that, because that was
Yeah,
one of Mumbai's strengths.
we
Yeah.
can categorize Bravis as one of the all-rounders. I mean, he's a
Yes,
very
yes.
handy leg spinner.
Mhm.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
I'm sure he will not bowl at CCL.
Honestly, we should.
Who'd want to? Who'd want to? I mean, except for a few. Not many
But
Yeah,
would
so
want to bowl on
but
Friday.
when can we
it is
expect to
one thing.
see
It is
Bumrah
one thing
and
to go
Archer bowling together?
next year. I
Yeah.
guess next year. So
They
Yeah.
it is
perhaps
one
knew it.
thing. It is one thing to bowl at South Africans in domestic cricket, leg spin to South
Yeah.
Africans in domestic cricket.
Yeah.
It is one thing to bowl at under 19 batters, and it will be completely another thing to bowl at under Russell in an IPL in a small ground. It's not the same.
Yeah. Yep.
No, absolutely.
Well, it will be exciting, and it's a good start for both the teams. The kind of Delhi kind of seems to have the upper end finally over a Mumbai Indians squad going into a match on paper at least.
So, but
But
then, yeah, Delhi, I believe, did had a much better option than Mumbai.
yeah, yeah,
Look,
yeah.
Rahul,
But we'll have to
I
wait and
believe,
watch.
yeah, what I believe, all these teams in the first week or so, first few games, they need to find out their ideal combination. So
True.
that is the time when the teams which are already settled. For example, I can see a few teams like Delhi. I think they know what their best combination is. So teams like them, all those teams will be, much more, much less vulnerable compared to the new teams or the teams which have like completely transformed themselves and still will be looking for their best combination.